Valley View School District, Summer PD Academy 2018. Session, Automated Record Keeping. Brought to you by Dana Bingham, Teaching and Learning Coach at Robert C. Hill Elementary. With automated record keeping, you set up a Google form that supports you in collecting and automatically organizing various types of data on students. You may use your laptop, tablet, or even your phone to fill out this Google form an unlimited number of times. The add-on DAC Appender automatically sends this data to each student's individual Google Doc. Automated records allows you to stop working so hard for the data and finally make the data work for you. There are long-term, huge time-saving benefits. There's uniformity in records. In Google Forms, the numbers are crunched for you. The individual student Google Docs are easy to share with co-teachers, service providers, parents, and more. No more making copies of, filing, or keeping track of papers. And possibly the best reason for going automated with your record-keeping system? Here are a few ideas for the types of data that you could keep with an automated record-keeping system. The possibilities are endless. Now let's get started. Let's begin with some prep work in your Google Drive. Please access your VVSD Google Drive now. Create a new folder in your drive by going to New, Folder. Give the folder a name, then select Create. Open the folder and create a new Google Doc. Create one doc for each of your students. Go to New, Google Docs. Retitle the document the name of your first student. Then hit Enter or Return on your keypad. Close that tab by clicking the X. In that folder, you should see the doc appear. Right-click the doc. Select Make a Copy. Right-click the copy. Select Rename. Title it with your second student's name. Select OK. And continue the process until you have as many Google Docs as you have students. Now it's time for some prep work in Google Forms. In the same folder you have been working in, now create a new Google form. Select New, More, Google Forms. Rename the form according to its purpose. Always title the first question Student Name. Make it required. Make the question type drop-down. And leave the options blank for now. Now let's change a few settings for ease of repeated use. Ensure the box that says Restrict to Valley View users is unchecked. Check the box that says Edit after Submit. Go to the Presentation tab and ensure the box that says Show Link to Submit Another Response is checked. Then select Save. Now let's install the DAC Appender add-on. First, click on your puzzle piece to see if you already have it. If not, let's go to the three dots, then select Add-ons. If you see DAC Appender in your home page, you may click on it. If not, you can click here and type DOC Appender and search. Select the blue Free button, select your VVSD account, and scroll down to Allow. If this box appears, just select Got it. Now let's set up your data collection. Think about a purpose for your data collection form. After you have that in mind, think about the types of data you would like to collect with that purpose in mind. Here are some ideas of types of data you could collect with different purposes in mind. After you have decided which types of data you should gather, you need to decide which types of questions will serve as the most efficient way to gather that type of data. I will review 6 types that are most relevant to this type of Google form. A short answer question allows the responder to type in a brief answer in a small box. A paragraph question allows the responder to type in a much more lengthy answer in a bit of a larger box. A multiple choice question has a vertical list of choices, only one answer. However, you may provide an other choice where the responder can type in a box any answer he or she chooses. Checkbox questions has a vertical list of choices. The responder may choose more than one answer. And this one here, you may also provide the other box where the responder may type in their own answer. A drop-down question also has a vertical list of choices. However, this one is condensed into a drop-down menu. Only one answer can be selected, and this is the type that your first student name question must be. A linear scale question is a horizontal scale where you may set up to 10 choices on the scale. For these ratings, you may set labels for the far left and far right choices, so the responder knows which end to choose. Now you may continue to add new questions below student name. Click on the plus sign to add a new question. Name the question according to the type of data it will be collecting. Select the appropriate type of question. Then fill in the answer choices if that part applies. Continue to add new questions until you have made one question for each type of data that you would like to collect with this form. When you're done, go ahead and preview your form. If anything needs to be adjusted, you may simply close that tab and go back to your Editing tab. Changing the order of the questions is as simple as clicking on this handle here and dragging. You may preview the form as many times as you need to get your form to look exactly as you want it. Close the Preview tab and go back to your Editing tab. Now let's set up your DAC Appender. Open the DAC Appender wizard or sidebar from the puzzle piece near the top right corner. Select DAC Appender, then open sidebar. Step 1 is to identify the target DAC folder. Select the folder you just created moments ago. Then push the blue Select button. Select Next in the DAC Appender sidebar. Step 2 is to assign the DAC picker question. If at first the question does not show up in the list, you can simply hit the Refresh List button. Be sure to select Student Name for Step 2. Then select Save and Populate. You should see your student names for each of the Google Docs that you created show up underneath the student name question. Select Next in the docAppender wizard. Be sure all the information is correct. Then select Save and Populate. Now select Next in the docAppender wizard. Step 3 is to identify the form values that you would like to be added to the individual student docs when you submit the form each time. You do not need to select student name, as each student already has their own individual document and will not need their name typed over and over again in their own document. Select all the rest of your data gathering questions by checking the box. The timestamp option will enter the exact date and time you enter the data through your Google form. Step 4 is to choose the format that you would like the data to appear in each student's Google Doc. Here's a sample of each type of format for the appended responses. First appears separate bulleted lists. Second appears separate vertical tables. And last, rows in a single horizontal table. Select the format, then select Enable. You have now completed the setup of your docAppender. You may minimize or close this box. You may always access it again through the puzzle piece by selecting docAppender and Open Sidebar. Give your form a test run to be sure that it's functioning properly. You can always delete these test responses later. Select Preview near the top right corner. Select a student for the test run and type in test responses or select test response answers. Then select Submit at the bottom of the form. You should see a confirmation page. You will notice that you may go back to edit your response at any time, or you may continue on and submit another response because you are directly going to another student. When you select Edit Your Response, it takes you back and allows you to see what you typed in the first time. Change anything that needs to be changed and select Submit again. When you're ready to go to another student, simply select Submit Another Response. This takes you back to the same form, but it is now blank and ready for you to enter the data for the next student. When you are done, you may simply close the Preview tab. In a moment, you will notice that one response has shown up in your Responses tab. Here you can see a summary of all your responses, each individual form submission with responses included, delete specific responses or print, activate or deactivate the form, and create a spreadsheet to hold all of your data as well. You can also check the responses in each individual student's Google Doc. Go back to that folder you created earlier and select the student that you would like to view. Here I can see that I've submitted a form with data on student number 3 4 times now. Each submission is timestamped with the oldest submission at the top and the newest submission at the bottom. If you would like to delete any of the data from the student's individual document, you can simply highlight and delete. Each additional new form submission will simply appear in order at the first available spot in the student's individual document. Once you have ensured your form is functioning properly and has all the data that you would like to include, you can start to think about the devices that you would like to use to enter the data. In order to quickly access the form and enter the data using your laptop, let's set up a bookmark. Back in the form, select Preview. In your Omnibox, select a star to bookmark this page. Give the bookmark a name. Make sure it's on your bookmarks bar and select Done. If you already have a lot of bookmarks, it will appear here in the double arrows. You can click and drag to add it to the beginning or anywhere in your bookmarks bar. Now, at any time, you can open your browser and simply click your bookmark to take you straight to your form without having to access your Google Drive. If you would like to use a tablet or a phone to collect the data, consider making a QR code from the URL of the preview version of the form. This will allow quick and direct access from these devices. Simply perform a Google search for a QR code generator and select the one that most appeals to you. There are plenty of free ones available. Go back to your form, select Preview, and copy the URL from the Omnibox. Go back to the QR code generator, select URL, and then paste. Before saving, downloading, or printing, I suggest testing the QR code with your phone or tablet. Once you know it's functional, follow the directions in your QR code generator to save, download, or print the QR code. When possible, be sure to name this QR code according to the form that it's attached to. Now that you have set up your quick and direct access for your data collection devices, you are ready to start collecting and automating your data. Thanks for watching. If you need support with further setup or implementation, please see my contact info here.